Jody. Craig is doing off. He'll put his hand up when he's ready to get started here.
Okay.
Was any of you on the marathon earlier today? Okay, good.
All right. Okay. We are rolling. Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule on this Saturday, November 16th. It is time for the AMAs. Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. Yeah, got a lot of great things happening. Of course, you're being here, meaning you, the viewer, as well as us here in Zoom and on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. A couple of quick announcements before we get started. I think we're going to have a lot of interesting discussions about trading. So as we go about that, I do need to share this with each and every one of you so that we have that out of the way, and Zoom will allow us to keep going. Of course, there is a risk disclosure with trading because trading involves risks, including potential loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Always research thoroughly and consider your financial situation and risk tolerance before investing. Consult a financial advisor if needed. This content is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. That being said, there we go. We are done with that. Let's keep it going. And let me do that. All right, fantabulous. So a couple of more quick things before we get rolling, and I turn you over to our Ask Me Anything, amazing Robert Hollis. Congratulations to you because you are helping us grow our YouTube channel. We are now at 19,622 subscribers. We are almost to the 20,000 mark. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nice.
And just in the last 28 days, we have increased our subscribership 8,559 subscribers. So bless you. Thank you so
Crazy.
very much. You guys are
Doubled the
amazing. You're
channel in a
awesome.
month.
It is
Yeah.
incredible when you think about this, how it's growing. And we appreciate your helping us there. We want to get to that 100,000 subscriber mark because, as I'm going to share with you, Robert has it's cut out. What happened? It ripped. Okay, as Robert puts it together, it's that little, raise that up. There we go. To the right, that's the silver one. That's what we're after so that we can plaster that all over our channel and
Yeah.
share with everybody that we have done it. We have made 100,000 and we're going to continue to grow. Thank you for your help. It's very simple to do. Hit that subscribe button below this video that you see me if you're watching us on YouTube. Otherwise, if you're watching us on Zoom and you want to go to our YouTube channel to subscribe, go to roberthollis.com/video and you got it. And then the final thing that we like to share before we get started with Ask Me Anything, or two things actually. First thing is if you want to share, go ahead, or if you want to ask a question of Robert, type your question in either the chat on YouTube or here in Zoom, and we will ask it on your behalf. Or like what Coach Bob has just done in Zoom, he raised his hand, which means he's going to talk to Robert directly, which you can do also by simply putting your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face. Look on the bottom, you'll see a bunch of buttons. One of those buttons is raise hand. Click on that, and we will call on you in the order that we receive it. Finally, the vibe of the day, because I love sharing these. And Terry Hollis, Robert's beautiful wife, loves to share these on a daily basis, and it is so appropriate for today. It's Saturday. You're alive. Whether it's a walk in the park, a gym session, a moment of gratitude, or a happy hour, do something that makes you happy today.
Hercules, Hercules.
Amen. Amen. All right. We're ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. And now it is that time to introduce to you and everybody watching the amazing Robert Hollis.
Well, thank you, Craig. Thank you so much. And for the new people that just got on, I don't know if Arthur was on here or Coach Bob or Lucas. Scott, Faith. I just like to see you guys on here. I don't know if any of you were on the dream trips that we did, like Super Saturday, but that was pretty cool. And my deal today is just really, really simple. Is again AMA. I preface what I'm going to talk about today, and just very, very quickly, said, listen, how many of you know that I still haven't passed phase one? All right. So that didn't stop me. We figured out the number yesterday. We just went over 1,000 new active traders I have in my group. It's just amazing. 450 came from that group from Poland. And I just want all of you to understand that I think the biggest thing that is allowed me to be growing so fast, to put Poland in number 2 in their first 30 days in the business, is simplicity. I just shared with them that all I do is I share stories of other people succeeding. Now, what is really unique about that, and Craig will post a playlist, is what's really unique about that is Matt and Craig keep adding more and more testimonials of people winning. You know what I mean? So, they're constantly breaking it into little parts that you can send people. And so what I wanted to tell each and every one of you is that what really motivates me is consistently checking the leaderboard in Akashics and seeing, Arthur on it. Congratulations again. Arthur just plowing away. And I think the thing that motivates me most about Arthur doing so well is also how he's handled the consistency of when he wasn't doing well. So, I've seen it at a high of 37 and now 23, 24, right in there, right? And so all of a sudden, what I really realize is if I'm going to learn anything, the only way that you learn is by doing. And I was bold and honest with you guys always that, I went in, started doing tap to trades, got $236 profit toward finishing my challenge. And then the next couple of trades, I did 6 in a row or something like that. And then I did 3 in a row that were all. And I quit. Did you guys hear me? I just quit. Why did I quit? Who likes to lose? But don't we do this in everything in life? Just think about it. It's like we all have this thing called beginner's luck, right? And I always talk about, like, if stuff that hopefully every one of you know people, or those of you that watch other people in other countries. But it's so funny, they got this beginner's luck, like if you all decide to go bowling, right? And then you actually watch someone that doesn't know what they're doing, and you throw caution to the wind. You just say, listen, we're all here just having fun. Don't worry about it. And then you see a beginner that really hasn't done it much, and they turn around and they get a strike, or they knock down quite a few pins, right? It usually goes downhill after that, right? Because, wow, this seems pretty easy. So then you go up there and you're now trying, you're not just flowing with it. You're not just having fun. You're not just learning. No, now you're focused and you get a gutter. And everyone might be laughing, but that's not the way you're taking it. See, you're taking it personal now. And that's what I did. I took it personal. I went, oh my God. And don't you guys find it funny? I brought this up in other calls, is that when you're winning, you are the bomb. You ever notice that? Look at, I won. Look, won. But when you do a tap and trade and somebody else called the tap and trade, and then you lose, it's like, that Joel's an asshole. You know what I mean? It's funny. As soon as you lose, it's not your fault. It's like the lanes are too greasy, or my thumb fell out of the ball. You know what I mean? We immediately blame losses on outside things. It's really interesting. And you might not be this way. I'm just talking about me personally. So I knew what my goal is. My goal is still to get 10,000 active traders, to build a couple more new super affiliates. I'm going master. And I'm going to get my income to $1 million a month. And that's where my head is. That's where I'm focused. So how easy is it for all of us to just go back and do what makes us comfortable? Now, I know that all of you are going, Robert, I wish my comfort zone was just recruiting 600 new people. I wish that was my comfort zone. But it's my comfort zone. And what I love about people, and I've noticed this, that we've all heard this thing I brought up before called ignorance on fire. The reason that we had a guy hit, can you guys, when I say this, it doesn't even sound real to me. We had a guy named Camille that hit 50K in 5 days. Can you guys even wrap your head around that? I mean, I had 50K in 6 weeks. That is still mind-boggling that someone did it in five. And it was really me just challenging him. All he did was say, it's not fair. Christian got into this. He always gets on the leaderboard of whatever we're doing. And then he calls me. And now I only have 5 days left. And I went, oh, I said, I'm sorry. And he goes, what are you sorry for? And I said, well, Christian said that you were the best person he knew. Maybe he was talking about somebody else named Camille. And he goes, I got to go. I'm going to beat him on the leaderboard. And so at the very last 5 days, I had 5 people on the leaderboard that were all trying to beat each other. And I even love Magnula. She's from the UK, but she was originally born and raised in Poland. And she was just like woman power. Man, you know what I mean? I'm gonna, there was another lady jumped in there, Teresa, and she hit 25K. And now that I'm watching them, it's like they're reverting back to management mode and comfort zone. I'm doing my best to tell these guys, this whole team, that they just were sharing videos and they were full of excitement, sharing other people's success stories instead of their own. Now they all have success stories, and that makes them feel like leaders. And now they're effing it all up. You guys, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Now they're like, hey, is there a PowerPoint? I'm going, oh my God, they're going to revert back to stuff that put them in a financial bad place to begin with. See, they're not keeping it simple. Would that be the same as trading? Simple win, simple win, simple win, simple win, simple loss. Simple loss. Now I've got to stop, and it's time for me to go through the videos and really get messed up. Because I really don't have time to watch the videos. And when I watch the videos, I don't quite understand. And so maybe I need to know more info, know more info, know more info, know more info. That's what happened before trading. Is all I did is focus on getting more knowledge and more information and more knowledge and more information and more coaching and more training and more information, no action, no ignorance on fire. And so as soon as people lose me, I went, I don't know enough. I don't know enough. No, I didn't know anything when I got the wins. Are you hearing me? It's like, how do you go back into the ignorance on fire with the right vibration frequency of the imagination of being emotional? If other people can do it, I can do it. And I just got to keep tapping. I got to have fun. I got to be plugged in. No, I can't just throw caution to the wind anymore because I lost somebody else's money. What are you talking about? Well, I'm negative in the challenge. Did you put the 10K in? What are you talking about? Well, did you put the 10,000, 25,000, 50, 100,000, 200,000? Did you put that into TradeX Mastery? No. I got the funding. Then you're not losing your money. You're learning how to pass the challenge. Now, I only wanted to share with you guys this information because I want you to really look at yourself and see how you're doing these emotional things, right? So I show you how silly I am. I'm so focused on getting to 10,000 active traders that I get this email from TradeX Mastery. And it says, congratulations on your 100K of funding. You know what the very first thing that I did? I reached out, left a really nice message to Josh Wago and just said, hey, that was a really nice gift. I'm not focused on trading. That was a really nice gift. And thank you very much. That was really considerate of you. And he didn't give me any reply. And I found out that I got the 100K because I brought in 57 people personal. So I did over 10. That was a thing that I won. I'm thinking it's a gift, right? So I finally go in and learn how to connect to the 100K funded account. And oh my God, I did a tap and trade and I won. And you guys see me post it, right? And I'm going like, oh my God, here I am. I'm all excited again. And it's weird that we can tap and trade and win and then immediately follow that up with a loss. And it throws us out of the game again. It takes us out of the vibration. It takes us out of the frequency. Our imagination now goes instead of, wow, what if I keep winning this? What if I get phase 1, phase 2? What if I go into profit like Arthur and withdraw 10 grand? What would I do with that 10 grand? No, my mind went, crap. Joel's not winning. I'm going to lose my challenge. I need to stop trading. What if I lose my challenge? And then, what are people going to think? And what is my spouse going to think? And what is Matt and Hannah going to think? And what is Kyle going to think? And it's like, am I just the only person doing this? Or are we, as soon as we get a couple of losses, our very first thing that we do is we go, no, this is not what I wanted to do anyway. I'm just going to focus. I'm going to focus on something else that gives me more joy, that I'm compliant with, that I'm complacent with, that I just like doing instead of, tapping a button on a phone. And then it's like, I just think it's funny, instead of us beating ourselves up about this, what if we just all acknowledge that we're learning how to control our emotions and get back into the state of emotionally imagining things that would be better for us and our family. All right? Because we know where we step out of it. And then when we step out of it, we all of a sudden make the imagination not fun. It's no longer not fun. It's no longer, hey, it's okay if you don't know how to play cornhole. Just try to throw the bag toward that hole. You know what I mean? Just have a couple more beers, less a little bit, and throw more corn. You know what I mean? And if we stay in that fun place, well, what if I fail a challenge? See, I'm always good at sharing this with my sons and even my wife. But when it comes to me, I forget what I teach. It's like, well, who cares if you lose a challenge? Oh, I care. Yeah, okay. So care for a couple of seconds and then get over it. Right? So it was funny because all of a sudden now I'm watching, my Poland team comes in, everyone's clicking. I didn't know this. Did you guys know that when I went to Budapest and Joel Aris got put on tap and trade, He won 40 tap and trades in a row. Well, people are going, that's awesome. It's not when he stops winning. So I'm bringing in all my new people from Poland and all my new people from Budapest, right? And it's like, tap your phone, watch this, win. Ah! Hey, I'm calling everyone. That's how they did 180,000 worth of volume. Everyone's excited. Look at this. And then all of a sudden, tap. Whoops. Here's what we love to do as human beings, right? Arthur, did you just take that same tap and trade? Yeah. What happened? Well, I'm trading on a bigger account than 10,000. So I actually lost like 3 grand. Ah! Okay, now I'm reaching out to Rochelle. Rochelle, yeah, I too. Oh my God, Jerome. Jerome, did you? Oh my God. So just the opposite of the excitement. Now everyone's going, it was too good to be true. This is bullshit. This is wrong. Okay, let me just hang on. Let me hang on. Oh my God, he did another tap to trade. Okay. Not another loss. Oh my God. I'm like close to another. I'm almost lost my account. I reached out and I talked to Peter and Linda. They lost their account. Oh my God. I heard that Linda moved out, left Peter. Peter's there. It's like, oh my God. And it's like all of a sudden I'm going through my whole group and I'm spreading negative. You know, wow, what about Joel? And I can't believe they do this, and why would they do this, and blah, 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 blah. No, Peter's not in the car. See, Peter is at a different location right now. No, I'm kidding, by the way. I want to bring this back. Linda would never leave Peter. She would kick him out of the house, but Peter would be living. I'm kidding. All right. So the whole point is, I think that you guys are getting it. It's just, it's our ability to try to re-get excited. And I hope that you guys can really learn to start doing this, because it's what we do in everything in life, including relationships. See, it's like you always hear this thing. What are you going to do to rekindle the excitement in your relationship? The very first thing when you start to imagine that is you imagine what it would be like if you found a way to spice up your relationship, to start dating each other again. And see, it's hard for people to go back into the mode of what they discovered it in. Right? So, now all of a sudden I was able to do a tap and trade, and I figured out how to share it. I didn't do it the way other people did it. I just took a screenshot on my phone, sent it to me, and then figured it out and started sharing it. But we all need to understand that there's people like Arthur that are winning all the time. And we got to think of this. And I thought one analogy, and then we'll get into the Q&As. I immediately brought up in Poland. I said, so do you guys have a football team? For those of you that are not from Europe, that's what they call football. It is older than American football. So they got the right to call it football, right? But I asked them, I said, if the whole country gets around your football team and a lot of people that are more into it show up and watch it on TV, and the ones that are really into it show up at the Coliseum, does your team win every time? No. So if you had a football player, and he goes down and hits a goal, and you go to the next time and he goes down and hits 2 goals, and then you go to the next game and he gets 3 goals, And then you go to the next game and he doesn't get a goal. Have you seen how fast people will turn on an individual? There's a documentary that I watched that made me feel awful. And it was a documentary about Beckham. And if you watch that documentary, that kid started earlier than any kid. He is just a natural, incredible soccer player. And they moved him up the ranks a little too fast. And now he's going for the World Cup. And he makes a move and gets a red card and gets kicked out. And it's like the whole country turned on him. They were burning his jersey. He came into his home city and they got dummies dressed up with his jersey on that were hanging from signs with a hangman's noose. Yeah, David Beckham. And I'm watching, wow. And so, he even was saying, he was just saying, hey, listen, and about that time he was dating one of the Spice Girls. So they were saying that he was distracted. You know what I mean? He's spending too much time with her. He doesn't give a crap about football anymore. And to show this guy even got traded. So he worked his whole life to work for one team. And they decided to let him go to another team. And then he comes back and wins the World Cup. I was watching that. And it was like, I'm going, wow, this always sounds familiar. That it doesn't make a difference how successful you are. There comes a time when it seems like everybody turns on you, including yourself. The people that reinvent themselves are the people that find a way to imagine themselves being back in the game. Not as the old player, but the new player. It's like, listen, this time I'm going to do things a little different. I learned from my losses. I learned from being too aggressive. A lot of people were saying that, there was two groups of people. You guys know that. Now there's three. There's a group that doesn't know David Beckham and never will. And then there's a group that turned on him. And then there's a group that never turned on him. Right? And so when everyone turns on you, it's very crazy how fast we can do self-doubting and start beating the crap out of ourselves. So let me tell you how I turned the whole Poland group around. And Craig, you're gonna, I guess I could find it quick. But you guys all know this. You guys all know this clip. And it's an old episode of an old episode of Bob Newhart.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen this, I posted it in the group. Craig will do all his fancy stuff, make sure it's everywhere. But watch this, because the phrase of it is just stop it. Stop it. And if you listen to the very end where he gives her, instead of 2 words, he gives her 8 words. I wish that you would use this on yourself. Right? It's like, listen, if other people can tap and trade and be okay with the losses and keep doing it until they pass and get into profit. Because what I think was cool with Arthur's story is at one time I was telling everyone he withdrew 10 grand and now he's at 27 or 37. That would make 47,000 in profit. So how do you go from $40,000 profit to 34,000 in profit? Are you guys good at math? Is 47 bigger than 34? All right. So, but Arthur didn't quit. And Arthur's story, this will crack up Arthur. Arthur's recent story has allowed me to recruit more people than his previous story. Because when I show people, I still take people and log them directly into TradeX Mastery. And when I show Arthur and then I scroll down and show the details, as soon as people see 3 or 4 or 5 losses in a row that are red, they immediately believe this is true. Because they can associate with the losses. How many of you have a tendency of learning more from someone that's messed up in their life than someone that consistently wins? Isn't that amazing? So, stop beating yourself up, get back in, start learning it. Who cares if you blow a couple of challenges? I know when Matt and Hannah started, it was like, I think that everyone does the same thing. They get in and they go, well, Arthur, thanks a lot for teaching me all the things to do. This is going to be a cakewalk. And then Matt and Hannah leave me a message going, hey, we blew our challenges. We're both done. And it's like, wow. The only difference between Matt and Hannah and Arthur and me is I haven't lost a challenge. Why? Because I'm not playing the game. That to me is worse because I'm not learning. So I don't find it by accident that my very first trade back into my new 100K account was a winner. It's like the universe is trying to teach me the lessons on how to handle a loss. Because when you guys have all seen the people that are the best players in the world are the people that, for those of you that love football, is the quarterback that can step back, throw an interception, and that guy runs all the way the length of the field and scores a touchdown, called a pick 7 or pick 6, right? It's the person that comes out the very next play and throws again and marches down the field and gets a touchdown. See, those are the people that we went, man, you're in front of 70,000 fans and you throw an interception. It's like you got everybody in the field, everybody in the stands booing you, and it's like, well, pull out of that. So we gotta pick ourselves up and make ourselves winners. So Craig, back to you. Let's answer some questions, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. So you guys are going to watch me. I never even thought about this. The next time I lose a trade on Trade Locker, I'm going to post it. I don't care if I win. I don't care if I lose. I'm going to post it. And what? Find out what everybody else is doing and do the exact opposite. I bet you more people reach out to me because I post trade lockers that are negative. And they're going, well, that's real. That's what trading's really like. Green, green, red, 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 green, 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 red, red, red. I just know if I keep following Joel that he's still winning over 70% of his trades. So that's what I'm going to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robert. What a great way to get started here and just to keep everybody on focus. It exactly. It's not how much you got to take the reds with the greens, or blues, depending on whatever you see.
So I never thought about it. Christmas is coming up for those that celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. I don't know how many people love lights on a tree or lights around the house. I know they used to be red and green. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you just string a bunch of lights out that are all green. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, that are all red. Maybe you need to have a little bit of variety.
Or maybe if they kind of back and forth now with the new LEDs, All right. Well, before we open it up, and I've got several people with their hands raised, and thank you so much. I've got Jody Falcon, Lucas Shoemaker, Coach Bob. I saw Arthur's hand go up, but it went down, so we'll check on that in just a few minutes. But first, I also want to share, if you like what you're seeing on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you doing that. It's a like. It helps us to grow and to help build our audience. Also, a big, big, big shout out to Santa Corky. He clicked on the donation tab in the chat, which is the $ in the little square. And so that donation will go to the orphanages that Robert supports and the kids and the other charities too,
Thank you,
directly.
Corky.
Thank you so very, very much, Corky. We appreciate you. We love you. And if you want to donate, as I said, click on the below the chat and in that little square, and then that will help us to give money to these organizations that Robert supports. All right. That being said, let's get it started. It is Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. And the first asker is Coach Bob Johnson. So, Coach Bob, go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share.
Hi, all. Love and appreciate you guys, Robert, Matt, and Craig. Hey, thanks so much, Santa Corky. We miss you. You got to come back on here. We'd love an update. We'd love hearing from you.
Yeah, I agree.
A great opening, Robert. It touched me because I just lost one of my accounts. I had like two and I was toggling back, and then I did too much, and then I lost with Joel one time, and I thought, oh God, I can do this on my own. I can go in and do this on my own. So I went in and just kept losing and losing, and then I go to Arthur. I go, Arthur, what are you doing? You're not just following these guys because you're much better than them. And he goes, no, that's all I'm doing, Bob. I'm just following them. And I go, come on, give me the tips.
Yeah.
And he just, so I think everyone goes through that. You forget about all the wins, and then that one loss, which is bigger, usually ends up bigger. You're like, oh God, I can do this. And it's not the case.
No, it's not. We got to look. Every one of us has to learn the discipline of just consistency and little wins.
Right.
Now, that's the thing called mastery. Bruce Lee was asked one time when mixed martial arts started to form, and he was saying, "Are you scared of this person that knows jujitsu? They know, samurai wrestling. They know grappling. They know karate. They know taekwondo." And he goes, "No." He said that would be like a saying today when we say a jack of all trades and a master of none. All right. A lot of people doing a lot of things and they do them all at below average. And he says, I'm scared of the guy that does one technique 10,000 times. And I remember when he said that because the guy he was talking about was Chuck Norris. And Chuck Norris mastered this thing called a spinning back fist. Well, not only did he focus on learning it, but then he learned how to get people to look in a different way by doing a fake so they wouldn't know that it was coming. And so every boxer or anybody in the world that talks about combat sports, it's a shot that you don't see that hurts you the most. You don't brace for it. You don't do nothing. You just wake up on the mat, And so, I just know that I want to master that skill of not being emotional with the losses or the wins. I just want to be okay with the tap and trades I see in the moments that I'm aware. And just feel okay on tapping on them, regardless of the loss or the win.
Right. And the other thing I had a problem with was, Arthur was doing so well. It's like, I got to catch up. So I got to bet more, and that was the big thing. It's just like, it's taken me too long. Arthur did this, but I shouldn't be comparing myself. I should just go on my own,
It makes you human, Bob. It really makes you human. It really, really does. But I know the story. Like I did this whole new training for another Hungarian group, right? I got two legs there, but there's another group that was already there that dealt with dream trips, right? And so his name is Shh, Shh. I was going, please say your name. And he goes, Shh. And I went, wow. And he goes, yeah. He says, I got women all over the world that are saying my name, talking to their kids. Shh. And I was like, I'll never forget that. But what's really unique with him, because they're so focused on dream trips, is they asked me to do a training just showing what I do. And I posted that on YouTube. And it was me just talking about other people's stories again. And it's neat when you'll find this throughout your whole life. The people that will listen to you the most are not the people you wish would listen to you. It's bizarre. Throughout the world, I'm an incredible expert at what I do, and I can build very, very quick, and I blow people's minds, but not to the people that are close to me. No, it's just Robert. Same shit, different day.
Oh, awesome. One more question then, Robert.
Sure.
So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to use that Black Friday at Trade Mastery X, and I'm going to get a 10,000K account. And I'm thinking about just doing, I don't know if I should do like a live video on YouTube, just tracking my results, right? Say, oh, I'm going to take this trade, and either I'm winning or losing, and kind of tracking it through everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
What do you think the best way to do that is would you think like doing a live, or like, oh, today this is
No, just record it like I was doing with NVIDIA. You guys seen, people that were in the inner circle and the Imaginators. I was posting what I was doing every day. And then I just realized, I'm going to stop doing that. Well, I stopped posting and telling everyone what I was doing, but I didn't stop. So I don't know how many people has made, what is that? Is it showing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fading in and out.
Okay, so we could go back and look when I started this, and I've only made 15% on my money. How many of you guys stopped doing it? Me and Matt were laughing. When we talked about NVIDIA, I think they were in the top 10 of the biggest corporations on the planet. Then their stock split 10 to 1, and now they just went by Apple. So I look pretty freaking smart now, but no, I was inspired by Hannah. Sometimes you don't have to be smart. Then there was one thing that I promised myself that I would do if I ever invested again, and that's daily cost averaging. And so all I did is set up Robinhood to put money in every day that I'm trading. And I that number was $50. So it ends up costing me about $1,000 a month and made 15% on my money. My wife put in $200, didn't put in daily cost averaging, and she's got a higher percentage of winning than I do, because she never added anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
There's some people on here that's such a great story, because it's like, what do I do to make money in NVIDIA? Nothing. I made a decision and I made a commitment to do a trade every day. Not a lot of trades, just a trade. Do you guys catch that? And I set it up automatically, so I don't even have to think about it. That's the way I want to treat tap to trade.
Exactly.
It was something that I kept hearing from Joel, and Arthur's going to have to tell me if this is okay. But I think that every one of us, because we're uniquely different and we have different DNA, we got to learn our style.
Oh, yeah.
We got to learn our style. So the tap and trade that I won with Joel, I was watching it on Trade Locker. I normally don't watch it all. And I watched it, and it went up to 380 in profits, and I'm out. And as soon as I went out, what do you think my mind did, Bob?
Did I get out too early?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get into spirituality, and religion, but every religion says that for every positive thought you have, a negative thought follows it. Not in a while, instantaneously. So if you knew that was coming, have any of you done something?
Oh, yeah.
And immediately when you did it, your mind, what do they call it? Buyer's remorse? See, the worst thing that you can do is buy something and then be an idiot and go online to see if you can find it cheaper, because you frickin' will. Because now you're in the right frequency and vibration. And now you're going, hey, listen, guess what? I just paid $1,000 for this. Are you kidding me? So you told people, and then they come back and they go, I know where you could have got that for $500.
Oh.
You're like, wait a minute. You wanted it. You paid for it. You're excited about it. And you're telling everyone. And the joy was taken immediately by someone going, you're such an idiot. You could get that for $500 in your life. It's a story from that point on. Matt calls me, hey, Dad, what's up? I just found out I got taken for $500. That's what I fucking found out. You know, I was like, no, I wasn't excited about telling him about the thing that I bought for $1,000. No, I'm immediately going, well, I just found out I paid $500 for something too much. Well, what was it? Doesn't matter. I got ripped off. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm a little pissed off right now.
Oh, yeah. And that affects you down the line too, because you look at things and then you go, oh God, you know, do I really need this now? Am I going to get ripped off? Kind of with trading too, right? I think
you were talking about compare-itis. We got to be we got to be okay with figuring out where we are on an emotional level, and you can't figure that out by other than just doing. So do you guys notice that, and this is great, you always pull good stuff out of me, Coach Bob, is that when you see people that are comfortable at doing what they like doing, why is it that everyone does it different? So if you go bowling with a bunch of people that enjoy bowling and they're pretty good at it, they all got a different approach. They all throw the ball different. They all got different ball speed. They all got different spin on the ball. What did they do? They took the basics and they did it long enough to figure out what makes them comfortable. Why is that in everything? Golf, shooting. You can take something that's so simple and people start adding their personality to it. I've never said this to anybody in the world, you guys. So if I do exactly what Arthur does, that's the way Arthur does it. That's not the way I do it. Here's another thing. Well, Arthur apparently is doing something different than the rest of the traders. He is. He took the time to figure out Arthur's way. And then he challenges Arthur every once in a while. Arthur challenges Arthur, and he's figuring out, wow, that was an $8,500 day. That was freaking pretty awesome. That's like, almost a 280 bowling game. You know what I mean? It's not perfect, but he's going to hit that $10,000 day. There's his dream and his goal, right? And then I got it. And then goes up there, throws the ball perfectly, goes right in the gutter. That's a $4,100 loss day. and it's like the more you're pushing yourself and the more that you feel comfortable doing certain things, because I know you guys know this, but you know what one of the needs are? Human 6 needs. So there's love, there's connection, there's certainty. And another human need is uncertainty. See, this is the part of our lives where, okay, I'm going to tap and trade. I'm going out at 150. I'm done. I'm doing a tap and trade. It's got profit. I'm done. And it's like, wow, this is freaking boring. You know what I mean? The lot size is exactly where it needs to be. And it's like, this is boring. And then that other part of our brain kicks in, uncertainty, and goes, just double it.
That's me. That is me.
And you know what I think is funny about human beings and universe is usually that first one works. It's like the
Right.
universe is setting our ass up, right? Well, let me see. I'm just gonna, Arthur, lost 2 challenges and
Robert, I don't know what happened, but it seems like you just muted.
okay, am I still here?
No, you were.
We see you
No?
unmuted here,
No,
so
I
it's
can
got to
hear
be
you
on your
fine.
end.
I
I
can
don't know
hear
if I
him.
touched something.
Yeah, Craig, it's you, man.
It's on your end, Craig.
Or is it me? Coach Bob, can you hear Robert?
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
then
can
it's
all.
me.
Can you hear?
Excuse me. I will
Yeah.
be right
All
back
right,
on
all right.
that.
Oh, that's fine.
But I think you guys know where I'm going with this. It's
Sure.
like we just talk as human beings, and then all of a sudden you realize where it gets a little too, because all of us want to be excited. You know what I mean? We want to feel like we're excited. We're in the game, so it's like I wonder. The one that just popped in my head is I know everyone that's watching this believes they're the best driver. You know what I mean? But there is a speed that makes you feel like you're alive, but you don't stay there very long. Hey, there's no one around. And then all of a sudden, and what's the thoughts that pop in your mind? You're at the top of your adrenaline, right? You're excited, white knuckling it. You're all excited. And then where's the thoughts? There's the joy. What's the thoughts? What if someone pulled out in front of me? What if an animal came out?
Right.
What if there's a highway patrolman? What if there's a corner coming up? And that takes our gas pedal and lifts it all the way back. And the same analogy is this one. For those of you that have gotten a speeding ticket, it's like, that was stupid. I wasn't paying attention. My insurance is going to go up. I can't afford this fine. I got to tell people that are close to me that I got a ticket. And that lasts for how long? Well, I think that's all of us unique again. We all got different DNA, but all of us realize I'm not going to get caught again. We go the speed limit, and then we go, I heard that thing where it's okay to go 5 miles an hour over. And then maybe I'll set my cruise control at 7 miles an hour over.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
I
you
know.
guys. It's like it's human. It's
Yeah.
just human. Thanks, Bob.
Oh, thanks so much. Love and appreciate you. That's it for today. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather be engaged and be okay with losing multiple challenges and at least being in the game.
Yeah, I think you learn. I mean, it's a big thing. I mean, and it's
I got to
like
find out what's comfortable for me and what's not comfortable for me.
exactly. And you're not losing your money, right? I mean, you're not,
Right.
it's not that.
Well,
I mean,
even
you're-
if I have to buy a new challenge, for me, I'll give you guys a challenge. You every time you get 10 people, they give you a new $100,000 challenge. I don't see what my challenges are free. Thanks, Bob. I love you,
Yeah,
man.
thanks. Love you, man, too. Craig, Matt, thanks. Have a great weekend, guys.
You too.
Thank you, Coach Bob. Appreciate you. And yeah, I love the way what you pull out of Robert. So thank you.
He always does. All of you do. All of you do.
A big shout out to Melody Ryaba, who donated to the super chat. So Melody, thank you very, very much. We appreciate you and love you. Again, if you want to donate to the super chat, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the $ below the chat and then enter the amount, and all the money goes to the charities that Robert supports. So bless you. Thank you very much. Coming up, I see Arthur's hand up, and but first we're going to go ahead and hit up Jody Falcon. Surprise, Jody, you and your osprey feather. Let's go ahead and chat together. Open up and please share with us.
Hi, Robert. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Grace and gratitude.
Yes, grace, gratitude, and grit.
Nice. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
When is your birthday really?
My birthday really is a week from tomorrow, but this is my birthday month. So, I mean, take
I mean, all these
advantage.
people, I had all these people reaching out to me. It's Jody's birthday. It's Jody's birthday. And I said, well, it's not Mary's birthday. And it's like, I'm going, Jody's just the kind of person that when she reinvents herself, the day she reinvented herself, that's her new birthday.
No, that's the original, the 24th. And actually, that year, 1950, my mom told everybody she had a turkey that day because I was born on Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, you're a turkey baby.
Yes,
Wow. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
absolutely. So I want to give some shout out blessings to Jerome, Lisa Marie, Coach Bob, Arthur, Rochelle, and to you, Robert, and a couple of my other friends on Facebook. In 3 days, we hit $680 for my birthday fundraiser for Gilbert
Nice.
Farm. So my goal is now $1,000. So do the subtraction. So that's where it's going to end up midnight 11/24. 2024 as I make my 74th trip around the sun.
Nice.
So every time at the farm when we have an event or a field trip, there's always some kind of breakthrough. So I have to share with you what happened this past Tuesday, just as like a kind of a little movie trailer of
Sure.
what's going to start happening with your money that you donated in January. So
I'm ready.
this past Tuesday, we had a group of 22 special needs adults. The youngest was 23, the oldest was 35, varying abilities, right? So
You're gonna make me cry.
I have my look because I know I'm gonna.
Hey, all of you that put money in and still can think about what listen to how Jody's going to utilize that income. Go ahead.
Okay, so my whole life, even before I became a special ed teacher, I have always been magnetized to the person, to the child that's kind of not in the circle,
Right.
not in the group. So this beautiful young man, Ethan, this past Tuesday, pretty severe autism, athetoid cerebral palsy, meaning his joints and everything so tight he can hardly move. And he had a one-on-one assistant. So I go stand near him and I realize he's enjoying a conversation with himself. Now, the group is broken up into separate activities. His personal assistant felt that it was safer to keep him sitting way by himself. Okay, fine. I can't deal with that. So I don't deal with that. So I went over and I stood next to Ethan, and he reaches out his left arm and hand that he could move a little bit voluntarily on his own. And he's like reaching for my leg and then reaches for my arm and reaches for my hand. And he breaks out in this laugh. And he said, "This is my meaningful connection." Ethan has not said a word in 3.5 weeks.
Holy cow.
So I said, "Ethan, who are you having your meaningful connection with?" He says, "With you, and your name is what?" So I tell him, and he said, "Well, Miss Mary, can you take me to Teddy because I want to finish his bubble bath?" I said, "Ethan, it would be a really long walk for you, but can I take you over to Baxter the goat? He's standing right by the fence near you. It's a short walk, and he would love for you to feed him crackers." Ethan says, "But I can't open my hands." I says, "Oh, yes, you will. You'll open your left hand because I know your right hand." Okay. So we walk over there as best we can, him, his assistant, me on this side. Now he has to reach up over the fence because Baxter's a little goat, right? So now the director of this group of clients sees what's going on from the corner of her eye. So she comes over and I do like this because I don't want her to distract his interaction, right? So I put 2 saltine crackers. I open up his thumb and his finger, put 2 crackers in there. He puts it over the fence. Baxter takes the crackers. So then Ethan turns to me. I have chills now, and he says, "You gave me another meaningful connection." He says, "I need to sit down now." Okay. So, my dear friends, imaginators, inner circle, everybody, that's what's going to be happening starting January with the foster kids and the adopted kids. There are going to be breakthroughs, miraculous breakthroughs, and you all are part of that. Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
please share on Facebook and Instagram if you see I think it posted about 3:30 this afternoon. Thanks. Love
Thank
I
you.
just
Thank you,
posted
thank
the
you.
link in both
Oh,
chats
thank you.
for you for the donations on Facebook.
I love you, Jody.
Love you too.
Getting people connected.
Wow.
Getting people connected. That's the deal.
And think Ethan hadn't said any words in 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what the animals do at Del Mar Farm.
Oh, no doubt. Thank you, Jody.
Jody, thank you so very much. And again, as I said, the link to donate to the fundraiser for Jody /Mary is in both chats in YouTube and on Zoom. All right, let's go ahead and keep moving. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like button. That's that thumbs up button so we can get out to people with ears to hear. Let's go ahead and go to Arthur Waino. Arthur, go ahead. Welcome. Open up and please share with us.
Hey Robert, how are you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Is that
So
it?
I'm doing great. Today's another work day for me, so it's all the days kind of blend into each other.
Oh, anybody that's an entrepreneur and it's definitely dealing in anything to do with real estate, there's no off days. It's it's just a
No,
grind.
but yeah, it's the work that I do, it's not like as stressful as when I was buying or being a buyer or a listing agent and dealing with people. I mean, I'm at people's houses for 5 minutes and then I leave. And
Right.
then the rest of the work is by myself. So, and I'm listening to music or something. So
Or
it's kind of
tapping
like,
or tapping buttons.
yeah, we're stopping doing a trade. But your opening statement there about the emotions and the losses kind of reminded me of something that I forgot to say on Joel's interview when I did the interview for his Spanish-speaking people. The thing that I do and the thing that's great about TradeX Mastery is, they say, oh, start every day at 0. Well,
Mhm.
with TradeX Mastery, you do start every day at 0. So I don't look at what my profit is or how much I lost the previous day. I look at my P&L and it says 0 just like everybody else's. So I start every day at 0.
Great.
So that's something that I do every day. I look at that. I'm like, okay, how much do I need to make in the Asian London session? How much do I need to make in the New York
So
session?
you don't do what I do is I open up TradeX Mastery and see it's a negative. Yeah, you don't do that.
No, I don't look at that.
That
I mean, I know
said
it's
that for
there,
me.
but
I
I
said
don't
that for
focus
me
on
and
that.
Craig.
I know it's there, but I don't focus on it. I mean,
Yeah.
my 2 other challenge accounts that I was working, those are a negative too, but I don't focus on the negative either because I'm pretty sure that they will come back.
Sure.
And if you are working if you're just doing tap to trades, the only thing that you need to focus on if you're just doing Joel's tap to trades is how much you're risking and the lot size. If you can just reduce that down to a manageable risk, it's going to be pretty hard for you to lose an account, especially if he's winning 70% of his tap to trades or 75 or
What
whatever.
would you say? What would you say that percentage is?
It depends on the size of your account. Since you're on a $100,000 account, anywhere from a 0.2 to 0.3
Okay.
loss.
So I noticed that if I do tap to trades right now, it's like at 0.95.
Yeah, I would change that because at 0.95, you're risking pretty much almost 1% of your account for each tap to trade. So if he loses 5 in a row, you're losing 5% of your account.
Got it. Thank
So
you.
I would reduce that down. And he's probably telling his Spanish people to reduce it down too, because after my interview with him, I told him I was switching back to the master plan because it reduces my risk down, especially when the market's so volatile. If you have losing trades and you're risking more using the flash plan that he has, then you're going to lose more, especially during the volatile times and the market isn't bullish and running up, like it's hard trending up. Since Joel only does buy trades, if the market is going down in a bearish trend, but it does have these spurts where it does go back up, that's when he's placing the buy trades. It's almost like you're fighting the market, like fighting it to.
You're
So
fighting the trend.
you're fighting the trend, you're trading against the trend. So in those times, if he's only putting out buy trades, reduce your risk with the market is trending down, but going up a little bit, but eventually it's going down. So that's what I recognized and what I realized was, that's what I learned over this last, like the whole period of the last couple of weeks is
Got
okay,
it.
I need to reduce my risk down during these periods. And also what's exciting me is that now he's doing Bitcoin trades. He's throwing trade alerts out for Bitcoin, which I never took Bitcoin trades before, but the first one I took of his, it was a winner. And then the second one, I was like, oh, that's a lot. I closed it out like right when it just went over a little bit of profit because I thought the market was going to go down. But then it went up 2,500 pips. I'm like, I was like, I could have made like 1,200 bucks on that.
Arthur, you're always doing mind hacks on yourself, and I really love that. I thank you for sharing that, because what you just explained is what I do in building a team.
Yeah.
See, it is cool to recruit someone like Tomas Damain that does $180,000 in a month. It's really cool to recruit somebody like that. But most of my people are people that, again, I just do the minimum in my mind, that if someone actually took the time to learn how to be able to build and earn income, that most people will earn just a little bit. So then instead of me thinking about like the average person brings in 2.5 people, so just round that down to 2. And so if the average is, then my goal is to make sure to get to 10,000 traders, that I need to go out there and at least do 5,000. Isn't that weird? And so I'm just consistent all day, but I never ever think, oh my God, I'm going to put in, because I think that a lot of people do. You guys, this is deep. This is really, really deep. Mark this down, Craig. Because what they do is they put in too much time in one day, not in the right emotion or frequency and vibration. So now what they're doing is they're trying to force recruitment, and they believe that if they just go through the numbers and pique people's interest, that they're going to win. That is not what I do. That is not what I do. And so I get my morning routine down, and then after my morning routine, Terry and I walk the Goldens. And then after I get done walking the Goldens around 9 o'clock is when I go into sending messages out. And I'm just consistent all the time. It doesn't make a difference to me if no one answers or no one responds or no one gets in. And it doesn't make a difference to me if a lot got in. I'm just consistent. Why people fail at this industry is that they'll bring in a person. If that person seems like they're interested, they stop their consistency. They immediately stop and put everything into making sure that that person is properly trained in onboarding is the frickin' word they use today. And it's like they just overwhelm them, plugging them in all these groups and giving them all this information and overwhelming them, basically making them quit the business. And I bring in the right people at the right time because I imagine that. And I'm just consistent in my reaching out. And I do it consistently every day for the moments that I feel like doing it. That's it. So I've done that for 37 years. So that consistency and what I'm doing is what reached me the rewards. And it what allows me to recruit somebody that says, thanks very much for the opportunity. I'm going to super. You don't have to do anything. Because you think about you and I, how much time have I spent with you teaching you how to properly trade?
None.
None. You figured that out on your own. See, there's people that bring people in up for Akashics, and they feel like their next goal is to teach that person what to do. I'm going like, what?
Well,
It's like,
Akashics already has that there. You don't need to train them. I mean, they have all the trainers there. You just have to find one and focus on one. And uh, like all these people, they have said the same thing. But like I was listening to Rich, I was on his live the other night. And he said that problem with some people when they get into Akashics is they want to follow all the traders. They all have different plans.
yeah.
Focus on just like one or two. I'm only at the beginning, I was only focused on one, just Joel. That was it.
I was focused on one. It was Javed.
Yeah, but he doesn't do that many trades, so I'm
Right.
not going to focus on him.
Right. But I'm saying I had to change to Joel. And if Joel's not hitting home runs, I can find someone else to follow.
Exactly. But now that he's doing like Bitcoin trades, it kind of has the same movement as NOS 100. So I think
Here's Arthur. He's going into trade knees.
no, it just gives him the room to like make the trades so that people can profit.
I don't know if Eric Markman will watch this. He probably will watch it. And he goes, the first time that he heard about NOS, he reached out to me and he goes, that's what we put on cars to give them more horsepower.
It is. But I wanted to comment on also Bob's comment that he made with you about wanting to catch me or catch up to me or competition. The competition is with yourself,
Yeah.
really. And if you don't focus on using larger lot sizes and you just stay consistent with the smaller lot sizes, you'll stay in the game longer and not risk your account because you want to watch your drawdown and make sure you never risk your account. That's why I've been on the leaderboard, and a lot of people that go on the leaderboard, they're off the leaderboard because they go over their drawdown. So your drawdown is the most important thing to keep your account. So if you never go over that and you're using a small enough lot sizes, you're going to win over time.
Right.
And then also use the mind hack that I did when I originally won my account. I wasn't shooting for $200-300 trading wins. I was looking for $75-80 wins, and then boom, 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 in, out. Market dips down, take another trade, bounces back up, boom, out at $80. That's how I was able to stack those smaller wins up so quickly.
That's so cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. I realize you talking about your mind hack made me realize how I can get gooder at trading. It's just doing the little stuff, doing the little stuff, consistency. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have the losses. You're gonna have to. I try my best to remove my emotion out of the losses that I do have. Because if you read the book Best Loser Wins, that's what he does. He says you're when you're trading, try and remove your emotion out of the trade. If it goes your way, it goes your way. You're not going to get too excited. If it goes the other way and you hit your stop loss, you're not going to beat yourself up and stop trading. You're going to trade the next day. And especially with TradeX Mastery, you start back at zero. So it's like you're starting fresh anyway. So your
Right.
losses from yesterday are gone. It says zero now. It doesn't say negative $500 or negative $800 up there on TradeX Mastery. It says zero.
Right.
So if you focus on that, and then just sticking to the trading plan, which is the process, if you focus on the trading plan and the process, if you're taking manual trades, then you should be fine. The only thing you need to focus on if you're taking tap to trades is your lot size.
Thanks.
And then when the tap to trades come in, just making sure that you're up when they come in and you're quick and you can get on them.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you need to focus on.
Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you. Everybody give Arthur a hand. Yay. Keep leading by example.
I'm trying.
Well, everybody, I'm going to go because I'm going to actually watch some real fighters. No, I'm joking.
That was a fake fight.
Yeah, so there's some real fighters fighting at Madison Square Garden tonight, and
I was gonna say, I'll tell you, the women's fight wasn't fake. That's for sure.
No, the second fight and the third fight were the only real fights last night.
But yeah, I used to be a huge boxing fan, and I was telling Terry, I don't want to get off track here, but we just all know what bureaucracy does to everything. So I'm pretty excited about the future with AI and everything that's happening because it's going to eliminate all this stuff. But I was sharing with her that every state and every country has an athletic organization. They have to sanction the event for it to happen in their state. And they get to, in a rotation, pick the judges that judge the fights. That's why I stopped watching. Because I don't care if someone on here thinks that other Ireland girl won. Serrano, that Puerto Rican girl, destroyed her. Yeah. 170 more landed punches, plus they took a point away from her, and she wins the match. That's why I stopped watching. It's like I'm going like, oh my God, with these judges. Tyson could have won the I know he only landed 18 punches and threw it like 90, but man, with those judges, he could have pretty easily won that. Coach Bob, it's like, I don't know if you guys seen that clip where the guys like threw something at his big screen TV because he's like, oh, that's all my money. But thank you, everyone. I love and appreciate you. Craig, go ahead and close her out.
All right. Wow. Thank you all so very, very much. Great participation. Shout outs to Coach Bob, Jody Falcon, Arthur Waino as participating in today's AMA with the amazing Robert Hollis. Of course, big shout out to our executive producer, Matt Hollis. Matt, bless you. Thank you so much for being our rock, our foundation for everything that we do here on the network. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much. And if you want to save the chat, there's some things that we put in the chat that will help you. Go ahead, if you're watching us on Zoom, click on the 3 dots in the meeting chat next to Ask Me Anything, and then click Save Chat. It'll download to your computer once we finish. Or if you're watching on YouTube, we will post those links in the post description below this video upon conclusion. We really appreciate that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to join us and share your time with us. We look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, please be good to yourselves, be cash, bye-bye. And I'm going to go ahead on here on Zoom and unmute everybody so that we can all say so long for now. Have a fantabulous weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Love you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Kelly.
Thanks, Greg.
Bye, Tom, Faith.
Bye,
Jamie.
Bye, Robert.
Arlene.
Bye-bye.
Nice to see you, Arlene.
Have a great weekend.
Peter. There's Peter. He's alive. He's alive.
Oh, great. Peter's alive.
Hey, Linda. Hey, Linda. Hi, Melody. Karen. Jerome. Mike.
Thank you, Robert.
Matthew, Coach Bob.
Thank
Rochelle.
you. Love you,
Jody,
man.
Thank you.
Arthur.
Bye-bye.
Craig. I love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.